Hello everyone, I guess it's about time I give you guys another Let's Play to watch. And this time I'm bringing you another game from my childhood that I loved with a passion. This one by Rare, by the title of Force Gemini. Personally one of my favorite N64 games that ever came out. It was more of a cult hit. I mean, it was popular if you know someone that knew about the game, but finding someone that knew about the game was pretty hard to begin with. Now, much like my last Let's Play of Super Mario RPG, I am emulating this just because I don't have the equipment to record it straight off of my N64 yet. So I will just put in my name of Seraph, even though it doesn't really matter, it's just to label your file. Nobody actually calls you Seraph, or whatever you decide to put in there. And we see a nice little intro screen. Now, I'll warn you now, this game is a little more graphic in the gore department and violence. I will not be turning that off. If anything, I'll make it funnier by putting on rainbow blood when I achieve that. But for now, let's introduce our cast. This is the Gemini crew with our main captain, Juno, who apparently likes his coffee. His twin sister, Vela, or Vila, I tend to call her Vela. And of course their mascot, Lupus, the war dog, as they so aptly call him. And right off the bat, we get a red flashing light. As it zooms into the screen, despite the fact that we can't read anything. And Juno just tosses away a perfectly good coffee. I like the fuzzy dice though. That's a nice touch. And here we see the main objective of the game, the tribals being invaded by giant ants. And things are exploding. How nice. And that tribal just blew up. That's lovely. And what convenient timing that we just happen to be in the area that the spawn ship happens to be as well. So we must run to safety, because otherwise we're going to be overtaken by drones. So as you can see, lots of blood in this game. But it's mostly bug blood. So, you know, if you like killing bugs, this is the game for you. Now, Vila and Lupus are able to escape now that Juno's holding them off. And these treadmills, I guess, will transport them to their own personal ships. And they're going to take off towards the planet of Goldwood, which is the tribal's homeland. Juno's going to take care of the last of the invaders. But of course he has to abandon his ship for now. And this is where we start our game. As you can see, we only have Juno to play with. And every time you select them, you get this weird little, I guess you could call it a medical scan of their body. I have no idea why. But since we can only play Juno, let's get going. And we transport straight to the planet of Goldwood. Now, another thing I really like about Force Gemini is actually the soundtrack. If you haven't been listening to it, it's honestly a fantastic soundtrack. Probably one of the more action-orientated soundtracks that Rare has ever put out. And it fits the game perfectly, honestly. But with that said, and out of the way, I will explain a little bit about the game. Force Gemini is primarily a third-person shooter. You can run and gun at the same time, as you can see. Right now all we have is a pistol. There is a multitude of different weapons that you can get in this game, all of which have their own purpose, all of which are very fun. But as you can see, you can also go into a first-person mode to try and aim a little better. So And there is some small platforming elements, which is why you're able to jump. But first, let's go meet this green creature, whose name is Magnus. But it seems Vela and Lupus already ran through here, but hopefully we can catch up with them soon. And looks like we're going to go see the Tribal King, but the basics of the game is to move forward, you go through the green door symbols, as noted here. And then if you ever need to go back in an area, just find a red door symbol and it'll take you to the right place. Now, there's a hut right here. Obviously we have to go visit that, but first I'm going to get one of the special weapons I was talking about earlier. Probably one of the better ones, in my opinion, even though it's... Okay, I lied. It's totally useless, but I have to get it anyway just for the fact of getting it. Now, as you can see, the camera is a little wonky at times. I have absolutely no control over that, and that's probably the main gripe of ever playing Jet Force Gemini, is a very uncooperative camera. But inside this treasure chest we find fish food. Yeah, that's right. Fish food is indeed a weapon, and rightly so. Because what you do with it is you feed fish! Alright, that's enough of that. No, there is actually another purpose for it, but for now, that's all we're going to be using it for. Now, if I can find the way out again, that would be awesome. There we go. Alright, now we can head inside that hut and talk to the Tribal King that Magnus wanted us to go see. But first, there is actually a shiny item up there. That is a Gemini capacity upgrade. In other words, it increases your maximum health. So we're going to grab that, and then we'll go talk to King Jeff. When King Jeff of the Tribals is powerless, yeah. So he's all depressed because, you know, he lost all his people and all that, but he wants us to try and rescue as many tribals as possible, while killing as many drones as possible. Wow, he's asking a lot of us. But he also wants us to look for his missing brother. I wasn't aware tribals had families, but okay. I thought they were just little bear koala creatures. But he can conjure up a time loop to show us the invasion, so we will do that just to get a little more backstory. And here we see the warship Skamet. I'm not sure if I'm pronouncing that right, I forget the actual name of it, but I've called it Skamet for years now, so it's kind of hard to fix. And here we see the beginning of the invasion. Oh, that's a big bug. But as you can see, they load all the drones into the little, I guess, carrier ships, for lack of a better term. That's a lot of carrier ships, and that is a lot of drones. Looks like we're going to have a lot of fun killing a lot of bugs today. And they are all launched towards Goldwood, even though that doesn't really look like Goldwood. It seemed a lot darker. Maybe it was nighttime, I don't know. But here we see what I assume is King Jeff doing a little shaman dance, I guess, I don't know. And yeah, that's gonna hurt. That has to hurt. I'm not actually sure if that is King Jeff. I mean, not many people would survive that. And as you can see, it is a very dark scene. This game was rated T for teen for a reason back then. Most games nowadays that would probably do stuff like this would be rated M, but this is dark enough for now. Alright, so with that, well, Jeff is done with us. So we can actually exit the hut. And that is the basis of the storyline. So I will actually just end this episode here. Oh yeah, another nice thing about this, you can save at any point just by going into the menu and hitting the Z button. So I will end this episode here, and I hope to see you in the next one where we actually start going through Goldwood. I'll see you then.